Welcome. So I'm Crime Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers. This is where we are actualizing soulful love to come alive, to use words that are empowering, to understand the vibration and the essence, to understand our makeup, our construct, the world around us, and the world within us. And so I have been exploring Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, and I have discovered in total that we have got 14 gods in the Bible. I say gods whether they are many gods like or big gods. I haven't come to that conclusion, but of course, if they were so instrumental in our makeup, why not see them as big gods? Really, indeed. So, another thing that I would like to mention, of course, let me just say, because you may not have seen those other presentations. So, the 14 gods is the god of movement, the god of speech, the god of eyes and sight, the god of who calls, so the calling might be the one of speech, or the one call. That's another, okay. So one who said and one who called, one who set and one who created, and the one who blessed. So these are the gods in Genesis of chapter 1. Now there's the other God that kind of mirrored. Now, although it's five gods here, but there's a sort of mirror aspect to that God. Now, I now understand why there is that mirror aspect as well, because it's five, and five is really, five is complete. Five is very central. Five is open, it's door, it's key, it's lock. Five is just phenomenal. Five is Mother Eve. And so we can see here that even with Mother Eve here, and that five also is reflective in the nine, if we could say. It's also reflective. So we could say that five is, wow, I just see it. So basically, so there we are, in Genesis of chapter 2 is a mirror. It mirrors um, Genesis chapter 1. It's the mirror, it has the reflection, and it really is here. So, Genesis of chapter 2, which is the eye, which is where in that chapter that Eve ate of the fruit. That's where Eve and Adam ate of the fruit. In chapter 5, we have been told a story completely upside down, and I'm just hoping people who are watching this can see what I am saying. So basically, it is the end head, which is lock, which is open, because where there is beginning, there is end. And so, five, meaning five is not inseparable to beginning. So Mother Eve, has positioned herself right here in the men section. Oh, and how now we have had the wonderful letters to show us here in numerology, which is why I love numerology, because here in this new dimension, it is giving us an insight to the whole construct of Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. This is the number 6, where we are told or taught that God created man on the sixth day. And this is where men are. The WEN here on NEW is, I've just seen something else. So it's like saying when without the H. It's saying when. It's like Mother Eve is asking, when are you guys gonna get it? When are you going to pay attention? When are you going to understand? When are you going to flip things over? When are you going to uncover the lid? When are you going to ask revelation? When are you going to look in the waters of your reflection, for your reflection? When? And then it also has men, men, reminding us that this is our rightful position. This is where Mother Eve ate of the fruit. The word ate equals ate. The word eat equals ate. The same thing. The word mouth equals 5. This is 5. Mother Eve ate of the fruit of wisdom, the fruit of knowledge, the fruit. Now, I am also saying this Mother Eve here, or even if we were to even put it as Adam's wife, which I hadn't really considered. I have been always talking about, of course, yes, I have, but I have also been talking about the waters, making more reference to Mother Eve as the mother of waters. So here we see the this I here in the word sacrifice, which the story of Christ's crucifixion was really to help us understand this and to see how this 5 goes to the nose. The word nose it also equals 8, and the word breathe equals 5. So we can see we breathe through our nose. This is why this 5 is here. And of course, with the makeup of 5, with an end here and an end there, is showing you her balance. It is also squared on top and curved beneath. It is showing that from even in the point of opening your chakras, for instance, there is a smoothness with the snake ready to go up. But this is where we get this pain because it's not so square and so rounded anymore. It goes into certain points. So we end up going through this pain in the spinal cord, the serum going up, and this is where we get hooked, if you like. There is the key. This is where number 5 gets unlocked, and as it happens, the word kundalini also equals 5. The words pineal gland. Pineal is 5 and gland is 2, so 3 plus 2 is 5. Then we also have Christ, which is the Christ spirit. The Kundalini is the Christ spirit. When we really look at it, that goes 5. So the pineal gland goes way up to um, the key, Mother Eve, the breath, breathe, because you'll need to breathe when you activate your kundalini, and that's what it's all about here. That's and so we see, I'm just looking at the the gods of the second chapter, which is planted. So God planted, and we could see where planted, where there's the fruit was involved. Of course, then there was subtraction when one took something, so the fruit was taken, it was eaten, of course, or God took. There was a subtraction that happened there, and the command, of course, and there was form and there was cause. So all of these, I'm sure we will understand, and we will be able to associate or make the link, a direct link with these, with the kundalini activation. So this is something which reminds me of the book of Luke. I think it's chapter 20, but it's where Christ said to him, go to the city and find the man with the pitcher of water. So the word took as well was involved right there, and they had to go through the high chambers, and that again was to do with the Kundalini, or there was a direct correlation with that quotation. So I am really grateful to be able to see the correlation of this cycle here where we go. This is what I say when we get to the new, and of course when you are in Christ you are a new creature. This is what it said, all things are passed away, behold all things have become new. This is where you see that you see things differently. Your eyes are your third eye is open. Hence, those other things like word, like said and saw and divided and called and made and set and created or blessed don't seem to have any um, direct part playing here. Of course, it's all set, it's all part of it because we have nine gods here again. Now, another thing that just caught my eye, I am seeing that um, in order, because there's the thing, there's said, the God said, and I also made mention about called, which would have to do with the mouth as well. So there is one thing, you can say something in your mind, but can you to call something? I would say perhaps you need the mouth to call something, whereas you can say things in your mind, but to call something, you would need to call something that there's an echo. And so I believe this is where the word called is the fifth God in this among this nine is coming here. So I'll just do a quick presentation on that call, which reminds me about when they called Christ, when they called Jesus, well, when they called him Jesus, the word called. And there's always the thing about, so you can call something, as I say, but it's that you can call someone by a certain name doesn't necessarily mean that it's their name. You call there's a okay, let's just use say CALLED. I think it's 11 because I have really messed with these numbers. 3 3, we see all the threes here, and 5 and 4 at the end, which reminds us of 9. So there we are, 9 and 9 18 and 1 19. So there we see, wow, wow, I love numerology. So this is 19, 1 plus 9 is 10. Now this is what I am saying, that called comes into that middle section. It's the fifth god among the nine gods, and it equals 19. So in actual fact, it is really saying to us that called, this is from 1 to 9, and of course it's as if when you add, of course, 1 and 9 together, which is 10. And that's why I've always said about 9 is also 10. Okay. And we go through those cycles. It's as if we keep going through this cycle and fasting of the lower chakra. We go through that, and then this is where it matters in each section, but there is a calling here. There's a calling right here. And perhaps this is another thing where God called Abraham. And there was the different calling because Abraham was, although he was 26, I think, meaning 8, but when God called, of course, there is a response that has to be new. Well, we will be exploring these chapters again, and I hope you have enjoyed this. And I'm so grateful and thankful to be able to um, get some order on this. And I will do another presentation after this on the word breathed and living soul. So look out for this. And because this is just delicious now. Okay, all right. I hope you find it delicious too. Thank you. And we are planting new seeds because there we are talking about the God of plants. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.